Hey y'all, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you are having a wonderful day. If you are new, welcome. My name is Nikki and here we normally do all kinds of fun unboxings. We do a little bit of everything from beauty and fashion, lifestyle, home decor, accessories. So if you enjoy subscription box unboxings, then please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you. Also, guys, don't forget, we do have 2 active giveaways. We have our Jeffree Star Valentine Mystery Box giveaway, as well as the Hank and Henry Mystery Box giveaway. They are both going to be linked down below. So if you have not entered, please go ahead and do so. They do both end on the 28th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So let's get to talking about today's video. I will be completely honest with you guys. I am actually very nervous to touch on these topics, but I feel like it's something that I need to do, not just for me, but for you guys, because I know that I have, touched on the fact that I have rheumatoid arthritis and different conditions, and I know that a lot of you can relate and have similar issues, and I wanted to do this video again for multiple reasons, but also again because I know that a lot of you can resonate with what I'm going to be talking about. And I know that it's different for everybody, so my story is not going to be the same as yours, and yours isn't going to be the same as the next person's. So this is just my story. As you can see from the title, this is about invisible illness, chronic pain, and mental health. So like I said, I'm nervous. It's taking a lot for me to do this, but the last few weeks have just been really, really hard. And I just feel like I wanted to sit down and I wanted to do this video, and I wanted to open up and be a little bit more transparent about what exactly I go through and deal with from day to day, and also talk about how I cope with these issues. And I think part of the reason I'm finally open to fully talking about it is because I am finally learning how to really cope with it, even after years of having these different conditions. So let me start first just by kind of going over exactly everything that I have. As I stated, and I know I've mentioned in numerous videos, I have rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia. I do have degenerative disc disease in 2 different places in my spine. I have Hashimoto's disease. I have chronic fatigue syndrome. I have IBS. So I have quite a few autoimmune disorders. And the thing about those is that they are invisible diseases. And they are some of the most frustrating to deal with because I know I don't look sick. But as I'm sitting here filming this right now, I am in immense pain. And that's a daily fact in my life. Some days are better than others, and some days are excruciating. Some days just getting out of bed and making a cup of coffee can be all I have in me. But what makes these conditions worse, like I said, they are invisible illnesses, so I don't look sick. But I also, for a long time, since I was a teenager, I have dealt with depression and anxiety. That I don't know if I've ever really talked about. So I'm going to now. When you have the autoimmune type diseases that I have, and you deal with the pain, and you go from being able to cook full dinners, I'm talking like from scratch, you know, full-fledged meals for dinner every night, you know, from scratch pound cakes, from scratch cheesecakes, like homemade things, to struggling to put a frozen pizza in the oven. It takes a toll on you mentally. And that, I think, is something that is not talked about enough when it comes to these invisible illnesses. You know, I think a lot of people really, again, just don't understand, because you can't look at me and tell that I'm sick. You can't look at me and know that I am in pain. You can't look at me and know that in my mind, I don't feel worthy. And I have had a lot of days where I don't feel worthy. I feel that I have let my family down, that I have let myself down, because I cannot do things that I used to be able to do just a few years ago. So I want to kind of backtrack, and I want to start with kind of when it began. Like I said, I mean, the depression and the anxiety I have dealt with for almost 20 years. I'm 35, I'll be 36 in May. And it was in my latter teens that started. And it's just gotten worse over time. And I'm talking about debilitating depression and anxiety. I have had such severe anxiety or panic attacks that I've ended up in the emergency room. And if you have never experienced a true panic attack, I don't even know how to begin to describe to you what it is like. I literally can be fine 1 minute, and the next I am telling my husband I need my medicine, and he knows what I mean. He didn't at first, he does now. Because I am about to get to a point where I literally feel like I have someone's hands around my throat. I can't breathe. I start crying, and I don't know why. I feel like my heart is going to beat out of my chest. And it's so different and sometimes frustrating to hear people say, "Oh, I'm so anxious." I think that word gets thrown around a little too frivolously sometimes, because unless you have true anxiety, you don't know what being anxious is. I live every day 24/7 anxious, waiting for the next ball to drop, waiting for the next catastrophe, waiting for the next diagnosis. Because for the last few years, it seems like I've had nothing but diagnosis after diagnosis of another condition to add to my list and another new medication to have to take. I'm 35 years old. And people who are 20 and even 30 or more years older than I am can physically do things I no longer can do. And that That's a hard pill to swallow. You know, I didn't ask for this. There's nothing I did that caused me to have these different conditions. There's nothing I did that caused me to have the depression and the anxiety that I have. But at the same time, my son did not ask for a mother with these conditions. And to me, that is one of the hardest parts of dealing with what I deal with. Because I want to be there for him, and I am. But when it comes to certain activities that he wants to do, or I'm sorry. There are so many things that I want to do with my son. I would love to do with my son that I can't. And I have to keep telling myself it's not my fault. I did not ask for these conditions. I did not ask to wake up every day in pain. And I am not talking about aches and pains and things that ibuprofen can take away. I am talking about debilitating, excruciating pain. And it's a relentless cycle because I'm in pain, I am exhausted, I am depressed, and I have severe anxiety that is only worsened by these other illnesses. The guilt that I feel worsens my depression. The pain and knowing that I have something planned and then realizing I'm not going to be able to do it makes my anxiety worse. One thing I want to talk about too, and it's the same subject, but recently I made a video. I believe it was the Ipsy Valentine mystery bag. And at the beginning of that video, I spent a few minutes explaining that, you know, I'd gone to the movies with my husband and my son that day. I didn't have any makeup on, and I just had my hair pulled back. And I was apologizing to you guys for that. And you were all so supportive. And I appreciate every single one of you and your comments telling me that it was okay, that I looked fine, you understood. But there was one comment in particular that stood out. And stood out to the point that when I saw the comment, I was reading it on my phone, I had to set my phone down because I immediately started crying. This amazing, amazing woman who I will forever be thankful for, that has come into my life through YouTube, basically told me to stop apologizing, that my health comes first, and that it was okay to not have my hair done and to not have makeup on, and that my husband and Christopher probably didn't even care at all that entire day that I just had my hair pulled back and no makeup on, because we got to go do something as a family, and that is probably all they cared about. And she told me to stop apologizing. So I'm going to stop apologizing. I am no longer going to apologize for something I can't control and for something I didn't ask for. I'm going to do the best that I can from one day to the next. And if that means we eat frozen pizza for dinner, that's okay. I'm not gonna let myself feel guilty, because it is, like I said, it's just this endless cycle. It just continues. I'm in pain, which causes depression and causes the anxiety, which then in all honesty worsens the pain. So it's just this vicious cycle. So I spent a lot of time the last few weeks thinking about all of these issues that I deal with, how they affect my family, how they affect me. And I have learned and I've accepted, again, that I can't change any of it, that I didn't ask for any of it. And it's just a part of who I am now. I'm no longer the same person I was. Been through too much. But it's okay. Because I can still strive to be the best version of my new self every day. And if I wake up in pain and I can't do what I planned to do that day, I'm not going to feel guilty for it. I'm going to tell myself, it's okay. It's okay that you can't go do XYZ that was planned. It's okay that you can't film 6 videos today. It's okay that you can't clean the house. It's okay that dinner's gonna be, you know, hamburger helper. It's okay. Because at the end of the day, as long as my husband and my son and my family know that I love them, I'm okay with that. I would not wish this pain or honestly sometimes pure just emotional terror from the depression and anxiety on anyone. Because like I said, if you've never experienced a true anxiety attack, if you have never experienced true deep depression, deep dark depression that you don't know that you're going to come out of, because I have been there. In fact, part of the reason I started my YouTube channel was to get out of that deep, dark depression, because I knew I had to do something. Because I have a son that counts on me no matter what. So I started my channel, and I have loved every minute of my YouTube journey. I have loved getting to know so many people, so many amazing, kind, genuine people. I have made some phenomenal friends who, at the drop of a hat, are there if I need to cry, if I need to vent. And I hope they know that the same goes for them. And I'm sure they do. But I also want to say thank you to each and every one of you. Again, you have no idea the impact that your kind words and your support, your supportive words, and your "it's gonna be okay." You have no idea how much that means, and how much seeing those comments makes me feel like I can breathe again. It makes me feel like I can come up from water and not drown. I will forever be grateful. I will forever be grateful for the amazing husband that I have, who, without fail, from day one of this medical issues, has been nothing but supportive and told me it's okay. I had to quit a job that I loved, you guys, that I loved so much. I had gone back to school, I finished, I got my license, and I was working at a specialty clinic at our local hospital. It was a pediatric specialty clinic, so we had like a pediatric gastroenterologist, neurologist, just all kinds of different specialists, but for pediatrics. And I loved my job so much. And I had to quit my job because I physically and mentally could not do it anymore. I feel like I have been robbed of so many things. But at the same time, I feel like I've also been given so many amazing things. And I know that that may sound weird, but sitting back and thinking about everything that I've gone through, multiple surgeries and hospital admissions and countless doctor's appointments and tests and scans and this and that and poked and prodded, and I think I realized through all of that the true extent of love that my husband has for me. I never questioned that he loved me. I'm not saying that, but again, I'm 35. He didn't plan on having a wife at 35 that can't do more than half of what I used to be able to do. But he has stood by my side. And he has supported me every step of the way. He has picked up the slack. He works a full-time job. He works a dangerous job. He's a lineman. But he will still come home in the days that I can't even do the frozen pizza. He cooks. He'll do laundry. He'll clean. And I love that man more than I could ever put into words. And I'm so thankful for him. And my son, he is my world. And I will do whatever I can for him, limitations or not. I will do what I need to do for my son. It may be extremely hard. I may have to grit my teeth, grin and bear it, fight tooth and nail to get through, to muster through. But I'll do whatever for my child. And that will never change. There's nothing that will ever change that. I am going to focus on accepting, fully accepting the conditions that I have and the limitations that I have. And once I accept them, my hope is I will then be able to accept and deal with the depression and the anxiety. Because again, to sit here right now in pain is one thing. But to let the pain or the guilt get to the point that I am literally in my mind having this panic attack and anxiety attack of 8,000 words going through my mind at one time, and I have no idea what any of the words are or why. I don't know if I have even made sense in this video. I just wanted to sit down and talk to you guys and open up a little bit more, because I know I have posted some things on Instagram, and if you follow me there, then you've seen them. If you don't follow me, you should. But I can fake a smile. I can't fake the emotional pain. I can grin and bear it when I'm in physical pain, but the emotional pain is a different story. But I, like I said, am learning that if I can deal with the physical pain and accept, again, my disability and limitations, that I think the emotional pain will improve, and I will learn better how to cope with that. I feel like I've bounced from one subject to another and back and forth, and I honestly don't even really know what I've said to you guys right now. I don't even know if I'll post this. I guess I just needed to say it out loud. It's okay to not be okay. It is okay to not be okay. It is okay to enjoy the good days. And it is okay to cry on the bad days. It's okay to cry on bad days. So, if you are dealing with any type of chronic pain or invisible illness, any type of autoimmune or anything, like I said, that's considered an invisible illness, or any type of depression or anxiety or mental health struggles, trust me when I say you are not alone. And trust me when I say that it's okay. It's okay. We're gonna be okay. Come hell or high water. Good days and bad. We're gonna be okay. So that, I guess, is just what I needed to get off my chest. Like I said, I don't even know if it makes any sense, but in this particular moment, this is what my mind has been able to get out of my mouth. Like I said, it may not be cohesive. It may not make sense. Because again, my mind is going from one thing to another, to another, to another. But like I said, at the end of the day, we're going to be okay. And I thank you guys so very much for your support. We have such an amazing community, and when I say that I love you guys, I mean it. So, like I said, we're going to be okay. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.